How's it going, everybody? My name is Pancake. Welcome back to more Halo Supercross action. This week, I'm giving you a commentary from round number 5 at Glendale from our replica series. We've been recreating all of the AMA Supercross tracks from real life here in Halo in the Forge mode and running a series on it. Super competitive series. All the best guys in here. As you're taking a look at some of the highlights from the track this week on Halo at Glendale. Pretty straightforward track. I would say most people were doing the same lines. There were a few options. There was definitely some places to make up time, some little things that you could do to get through the sections just a little bit quicker. All the stuff that we'll talk about during the race, I'm sure. I'm only showing you the main event this week because the heat race was pretty straightforward. We got a good start, we executed, and we took the heat race victory, so we're 4 for 4 on heat race wins, plus the fastest qualifier in the Triple Crown last week at Houston. So our qualifying efforts have been really good all season. It's just been the starts and the first laps in the main events that have come to show their ugly head and haven't been very good for us. But I was going into this week looking to make a change there and execute on the start so we can be up front with all the fastest guys. So let's hop into the gate and check out how the main event went. All right, here we go. Main event from Glendale. The starts have been where we have struggled all season long, but a great jump from us right there. Good reaction time. Looks like we have the best jump from anyone on the inside. Trying to leave a little bit of room for those guys. We're going to swing all the way out wide, give ourselves some space here. This first section can be treacherous, but we get over the triple. We're set up pretty well here. Two of our biggest competitors, Le Jefe on the Triumph, Camo Nice on the Kawasaki right next to us. We're going to go outside in the sand, rip around, right into the lead there on lap 1. So we've executed the start. We've done what we haven't been able to do all season since Anaheim 1, and let's see if we can come away with the same kind of result that we did at A1. That was how we started off the season, with the victory across the line on lap 1, and we got the lead here at round 5 in Glendale. Really aggressive up the inside there from the Triumph racer, Le Jefe. He's your points leader. We came into this one 7 points down off the lead, so we're looking to cut that down at the very least by 3 points here by taking the victory. Huge 6-point swing potential. If Le Jefe were to beat us here, he moves to a double-digit points lead, 10 up from us. But look at the speed through the whoops there as we charge through into this rhythm section, and we are executing the first lap really, really well here. You can see how far back the rest of the field is already just here on lap 2. So let's talk a little bit about the track here. You see everyone's going to be tripling in. You got this little 353 that we got to let off for, almost tap the back tires on it. You don't want to go too slow. Oh, almost, we go into the pole there. We were trying to go really aggressive at the end of that rhythm section and carry the speed. We drifted out a little too wide, hit the pole. So we're going to lose a little bit of time. You can hear the mongooses behind us. They're just about on our sound radar. When the mongooses, when the other riders on track are a certain distance away, you can't hear them at all, almost like they're not there. And that's how we want it to be, because that means that we're escaping. But as you can see, at the bottom left, we have 2 mongooses on our radar, and we have that one mongoose behind us on the sound radar. We can kind of hear what he's doing. So that's a good way to track where you are compared to the people behind you. You don't exactly have eyes in the back of your head, but you do have your ears, just like in real life, that you can be listening to. Of course, we have the extra advantage of the radar down at the bottom left. We've gotten some good whoop runs here, so we're escaping out front here a little bit again. Nobody on our radar right now behind us, so that's a great sign. That's how we want to keep it. Looks like a battle for P2 is underway between the Cowie and the Triumph. That's first and fourth in points. Third place in points right behind us, the Suzuki of no lumbar support, otherwise known as Soda Pop. He is not in attendance for this race. I'm not sure if that's going to be a continued thing moving forward or if he just wasn't able to make this one. But unfortunate when you don't have one of your best and biggest rivals out on the track. You want to be able to always race the best guys. That's what makes it fun for me, at least. Got to let off a little bit for the downside of that finish line, otherwise we'll go long, and you could get really messed up by going long on that one. Same thing here in this rhythm section. You'll notice the back lights fire up a lot on this track. Those lights right above the rear tires there. You can see up the face here, little blip of the left trigger there because I want to chop a little speed to downside that double across the first turn complex. You're going to see some left trigger in this rhythm section as well. This first double lands smooth. You got to left trigger a little bit to downside that second one, and then boom, we're able, wasn't the cleanest landing on the final double out there, but we'll take it. Still doing a good job here. So this is going to be a total mental race, as you'll find out. We had good speed all day. I wasn't too worried about my speed. I knew that I was doing a couple things on track that weren't like the optimal, the best way, but it's what I felt best doing. And I think sometimes when you're going to do a track like this, where there are a couple of decent options, the best thing to do is to commit to what you know how to do and do it the best way that you can. You might have to adapt later on in the race if it's just objectively worse, but I felt like what I was doing was at least going to have the pace to bring us home the dub on this one. So I guess we will find out. Le Jefe, your points leader, is still in P2 behind us, and he's been fast all season, so we'll see what kind of ride he can put in. Try to maintain this distance for us, but if he gets close, we might need to start battling and defend our position here, so we'll see how it all plays out. Like I said, the heat race was pretty standard for us. We've taken the heat race victory in every heat we've been a part of so far in this series, which is very good. We want to keep up that good qualifying, keep up that consistency. Always want to place ourselves in the best gate pick that we can for these main events. The start is crucial, especially because in Halo, it's purely reaction time and position dependent. Because you don't have a Star Yamaha versus a Privateer KTM, you know, on Halo. Everyone's got the same equipment. Everyone, when they hold forward, is going to go the same speed, so your reaction time is huge, and your position on the gate relative to that first turn is going to be huge. Come across the line, that was a 66.2 from us. That's not a very good lap time. We want to be sub 66 as often as we can. But it's pretty tough to be ultra consistent on this track. There's lots of little things that can catch you out. Spots where you can go a little too far on a jump when you wanted to downside it perfectly. And I think those are my favorite types of tracks in this game. The ones where the track doesn't fully drive itself for you. You know, you're not just holding forward and clear everything. You got to be thinking a little bit through each section. Boom, triple right here. We're going to come up. Little let off the gas with the left trigger there to bounce over the top. Triple, little turning double section here. And no one's really aiming to downside that last double. You kind of want to almost jump to flat, but you don't want to jump too far. You want to be in control of what you're doing. So as you can see, we've done a really good job in the first 6 minutes here to establish ourselves out front. You can see there is that one mongoose behind us. And I noticed Le Jefe in P2 there was getting through that last sand section and taking that first corner we just went through after finish a little bit better than us. You'll be able to hear it. I'll point it out sound-wise when he's getting up, if he gets a little bit closer to us, but you'll be able to hear that he's doing a little bit something. He's doing something with the engine, with the gearing, that's a little bit different than the strategy that we were taking in that section. So P2 is creeping slowly, surely back onto our radar here. So Le Jefe's putting in good laps, and a mistake from us there. I was just saying you have to left trigger to downside that second double well, and we did not do that. We went too far, so we cased the double out over the first turn complex, and all of a sudden Le Jefe is on our radar and on the sound radar. We can hear what he's doing behind us. So the battle is on here at round 5 in Glendale, trying to get our second win of the season. We took the dub at Anaheim 1. But 3 races in a row, round 2 at San Diego, round 3 at Anaheim 2, and last week the Triple Crown in Houston, we came up just short, and that's 3 weeks in a row without getting a dub. And according to my standards, that's just kind of unacceptable. I want to be on top of the box as often as we possibly can. We go into every one of these races with the expectation to win, so we're trying to execute on that right now. You can see this section, steep landing on that downside there of the double, and then we're going single over table, kind of drag the back tires over that table a little bit so we can compress the suspension and get like a seat bounce over that 5-footer on the next obstacle. I'll point that out again when we get to it next time. Boom, that's what we were looking for. That's what we did not do last lap. So we were able to get through those series of doubles clean. You can see Kawasaki in 3rd, Honda Jabelston in 4th. He had a great heat race and executed his start in the main event. So the best run that we've seen from Jab all season. Jab is one of the main title favorites for a new series that I'm starting in Halo Supercross racing called HTSX Next in a partnership with HT Supercross. And I'm going to be inviting a bunch of the guys that aren't typically up at the front. We call them like the aliens, you know, me, Le Jefe, No Lumbar Sport, Camo Knives, Popular, Nuked Ice Cream, those guys that usually have the speed, that have kind of taking victories in the modern Halo Supercross era. I'm trying to have an invite-only league where it's a little bit more welcome to newcomers to our little esport here. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, if you're watching this right now and you enjoy Halo, or you like racing around on the MONGOOSE, or you're a Moto fan and you happen to have Halo the Master Chief Collection, we'd love to have you join us for that new series. It's going to be a really good opportunity to learn the esport, learn the nuances of what we do here on the MONGOOSE and Halo Supercross, and you can find out just how much fun it is. For all you guys coming over from Sim and bikes and Monster Energy Supercross the game, or MX versus ATV, regardless if it's a sim or more of a what's the word I'm looking for? More of a fantasy style Supercross game where it's not quite realistic. There's a word that I'm not thinking of. But honestly, I've played all of those games. That's not true. I haven't played bikes, but I've played most of those games, and I can say with confidence that what we do here on Halo Supercross is just as challenging and has just as high of a skill ceiling, and I think it is even more enjoyable. So you can see here, P2, Le Jefe, has put in some really quality laps after we made that mistake. He's gotten right up within about 2 MONGOOSE lengths of us. So at this point, the mentality is hit your lines, hit your laps. You cannot race behind you. You cannot be focused on what the guy behind you is doing. You've got to focus on what you're doing. Hit your marks. Force him into a mistake, or force him to try to go out, kind of outside of himself to make the pass on you. But we're just going to hold and maintain our pace and work hard to make sure that it's enough to stay out in front for the next 9.5 minutes plus 1 lap. We've done a good job executing the first half of this race. We got a whole half of a race to go, though, so let's see what happens here. Le Jefe was fast through that sand section. I can't quite go all the way over to the right the way that I want to. I go a little long on the finish line double there. He's going to creep up the inside, come over, a little bit of contact, pushes him over to the left, and he's going to case the rhythm section. So that is huge for us. We just bought ourselves a ton of time here. You can see that was a big moment in the race, so I'm trying to get my mentality back here. Mistake through that next rhythm section, case the double over the start, the first turn, little slow through the whoops. So that was a big moment right there, so it's time to mentally reset. We have some extra time here that we didn't have before. That was a huge moment in the race. Le Jefe just came over a little bit too far to the right, and when you make contact with someone in the air on Halo 4 like this, sometimes you can get what we call like a lag push, where it's like the bubble of lag around me and the bubble of lag around him interact, and it pushes one of us or both of us away from each other. And that's what happened there to Le Jefe. Really unfortunate for him, but fortunate for us, because that could have been a pass for the lead, and we would have had to try to make a quick pass back and start a battle there. But now we can again go back to just executing our laps up front. Just passing us there in the sand section to the right was solely on the KTM. And he's putting in a top 5 race here, his best ride of the season. He had a pretty good moto in Moto 3 of Houston's Triple Crown. I think he got 3rd in that one. So he's starting to get his pace back, a former champion in his own right in HT Supercross, which is our custom Supercross league, not the replica series here that we're doing. As you can see at the end of this rhythm section, that Yamaha up front there, coming up on our first lapped racer, I believe. We might have, actually, I'm wrong. We passed by Coop Boop on the white and red privateer ride there. I believe he's actually going to take the place on the Yamaha team now after a really solid ride. Good ride for him. Rookie driver here in Halo Supercross with us, but he was able to get 3rd in the LCQ and make his way into his first main event, which is super exciting. Always love to see the new guys put in good rides and grow with us here in the sport. And that could be you, like I was saying. We got our HTSX Next series that'll be starting in about a month's time, a little bit over a month, I should say. And that's a great opportunity to come in, even if you're super green, and learn everything that we're doing here. Making up a lot of time on the Yamaha racer here in front of us. That's going to be Elite MKB. You can see I look up just to double check who it is. When you hover over someone's Spartan or MONGOOSE, you can see the name pop up of who they are. So he's going to go inside there, roll through the rhythm section. Every racer here, everybody that we came up to lap here at round 5, did a really good job of pulling over to the side or getting off the track for a quick second to let the battle for the lead continue. So really good job. Really aware racers here. Even the guys at the back of the pack in the main event definitely know what they're doing. So you love to see that. All right, kind of a mental reset here. That's what it is over and over again. As a competitor, when I'm out front like this and I know the guy behind me is fast, but I also trust my own speed, again, you got to focus forward. You can't think about what's happening behind you. So I'm telling myself all positive things. You know, you got this. Focus on your laps, hit your lines. You don't want to be thinking about anything else except moving forward with the most pace that you can. Because you can't control what happens behind you. If the guy behind you is running incredible laps and he catches up to you, well, you know, that's beyond your control. You can only control your laps. So even if he's running fast, all I'm thinking about is how fast can I move forward. Camo Nice there to the right on the Kawasaki, still in third. Jab on the Honda in fourth still. And I believe it's the KTM of Solid, like we said, in fifth, rounding out the top 5. So all different manufacturers here in the top 5. I'm racing for the Gas team. Le Jefe, points leader behind us in second, racing for the Triumph team. So it's kind of fun in our Halo Supercross. You got Gas and Triumph up front, which is definitely not something that you would see in real life Supercross currently. I think Austin Faulkner is out injured for the 450 Triumph team. Jordan Smith is like not even racing. Little mistake there from us coming out of the stands. Not the stands. We weren't in the stands. We were in the sand section, and we made a mistake. So we cased the double a little bit. Boom! All of a sudden, just like that, Le Jefe and P2 back on us. So the battle is on here. We just heard him say 5 minutes to go. We got 5 minutes plus a lap to hold on to the lead here. Let's see what happens. This is the battle everyone wants to see. P1, P2, first and second on the leaderboard. 7 points is the difference. A huge 6-point swing in the championship on the line here. Could be a 10-point lead for Le Jefe versus a 4-point lead if we're able to hold on and take the victory here. So again, we can hear him behind us, especially coming into the corners, but you got to keep your focus ahead. Making sure that we hit this rhythm section. Lose a ton of time in Halo Supercross if you mess up on a rhythm section, because you just don't have the torque, you don't have the acceleration to make the next jump. So if you case one thing at the beginning of the section, you're probably going to case the rest of the section and lose a ton of time. So you got to execute all of your corners, make sure you have the right amount of speed to hit the first obstacle. That was a lot better from us exiting the sand that time. Boom, downsiding the finish line. Ooh, a little bit of a sketchy landing there. But we're having to take some risks here. We don't want to risk too much, but we got to take the right amount of risk to hold on to this lead, because the racer behind us is going really fast. You can see there, boom, little seat bounce over the 353. We hung the back tires over the tabletop and then got the front end down, and then the back tires come back down and hit the ground, and the suspension hits, and we're able to bounce right over the top of that 5-footer there. Pretty cool way that we're able to seat bounce here in Halo Supercross, because of course normally we wouldn't be able to do that. There's no like button to do that in Halo, but you can kind of manipulate the physics to do what you want to do. Trying to land as far as we can. Oh, we got a doggy barking. That's the Shiba Inu that I live with. Fantastic. You can see up ahead there, entering the sand section, we got one of our only teammate, Derpzilla. He qualified straight through on the heat race, so that was a good ride from him. And not the result that he's looking for in the main event after a 9th place last week in the Triple Crown, his best result of his short career so far. So not going to be happy with this about 13th place that he's in, but sometimes the learning curve is different on different tracks, so I'm sure he'll be back up there competing for top 10s in the coming weeks. Speaking of competing, though, we got that Triumph closing down on us, really sketchy through the whoops there, and now is crunch time. We got 2.5 minutes plus a lap to hold on to the lead here. Come away with our second victory of the season. Match Le Jefe for victories. He's the only one with 2 victories right now. Took the win at Round 2 in San Diego and last week at the Triple Crown. After executing his starts really well in the Triple Crown, we couldn't quite match it. You could see there, we heard the Mongoose bog down. We landed and we downshifted all the way down into first. You kind of heard that, and then we get back up to it. You want to avoid that when landing the flat, because that means that you're losing a lot of time and acceleration. So all of a sudden, Triumph and P2 right on us. Got 1.5 minutes to go plus a lap, so it's going to be about 3 to go. I anticipate that this race is going to end on 20, so we got 3 laps to hold on. Our teammate up in front of us I was so locked in at this point that I wasn't even telling anybody to move over for blue flags. You can see I'm really trying to get the most out of this gas that I can. Our teammate pulls over to the side, lets the battle for the lead continue. Great move there from Derp. So the race is on here with 3 to go. Can we hold on to it? Just asking everything that we can from the Mongoose here, asking everything that I can from my own mental ability, focusing on making no mistakes. We don't want to let him get close to us and potentially make a pass for the lead here. We've done such a good job and worked so hard to get to where we are right now in the race, executing that start, executing all of our laps. Got to make sure that we hold on through the end here. You can see I'm going inside in that sand section over that little inside roller. Lejefe is choosing to go outside. I think the speeds are pretty comparable, but I think Lejefe is just sending it a little more through the inside of that second sand section here before the finish. He's making up some time there, obviously making up time here because he's letting off in the air on the finish line, cutting all the way underneath the berm to take the inside. I was choosing to hold it on all the way through the berm and cut down early, and I think his line was just a little bit better than ours there. When he was close the first time, I heard him doing that, and I thought about kind of changing the way that I was doing it, but I thought better of it. Oh, a mistake from the Yamaha in front of us in the whoops. That's Squeezoo. He's going to pull over, make sure that the leaders can get through safe. Again, great blue flags from the whole field here in this race. Counting down 5, 4, 3 at the bottom right, 2, 1. Boom, and you can see down at the bottom left there, we get the notification we're ending on 20. So we got this lap plus 1 to go. Jump long from the rhythm section there. We get bogged down again. And we're going to lose a little more time trying to send it through the inside of the sand there. So we are holding on for dear life here. Just about 3 Mongoose lengths between us and Lejefe, the points leader behind us in second. Trying to send it as much as I can through the sand there, but he gets a better run. Here we go, white flag. You're going to see at the bottom left. Boom, white flag hits. I change up my line here, and I start doing what he's doing. Almost go a little wide into that lip on the right. Get a little sideways, but we save it. Huge save there from us in the rhythm section. Couldn't have thrown it away right there. Lejefe trying to come up the inside. Make sure I get over this 5-footer. Boom, chop off the nose there. Take the apex of the turn. That was a nice corner from us. That's exactly what we needed to maintain our advantage here. Nice run through the whoops. We got a better run through the whoops, I think, than P2 did. So he's not in striking distance. If we can maintain this gap right here, we're going to take our second victory of the season, but we got to make sure we don't make a mistake right here and got to avoid the lap traffic up front. You can see Coop up there, the privateer ride. Oh, and Jab in 4th place on the Honda came over the back of the berm. That could have been really dangerous for us. Here we go one more time through both of these sand sections. Can we be mistake-free? Blazing down the start straight here. We've taken him off of our sound radar. One more corner to go. Got to execute it through the sand. 1 double away. And we're going to take the victory, yes, at round 5 here in Glendale.
Yeah, Jeff made a bit of a mistake early on, but he caught back up. I can't even see them that well anymore. I'm so far behind. They're like 4 miles.
What a ride from us out front. That was a total mental warfare battle. Just insane. Lejefe comes across the line under a second behind us. What a battle between 2 champs right there. You can see how pumped I am for that ride. Was able to execute, hold off someone behind me, even though they had some better lines on the track picked out than we did. And we were able to take the victory there. Camonized on the Kawasaki, good ride to round out the podium. Javelston with an amazing ride there in P4 on the Honda. Soul lead behind him on the KTM, another great ride, like we said, from him, the former HT Supercross champ. HT Supercross champions, 1, 2, 4, 5, or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 5. Javelston, not an HT Supercross champion, but up there fighting with the best of them. You can see we got 2 lines forming here. The line that I'm in on the lead lap. These guys over to the side. We're a lap down. What a victory there. What a ride from us to come away with the victory. Just a huge, huge moment in the championship. Huge 6-point swing, bringing us within 4 points of the lead heading into round 6 at Seattle next week. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully that was an entertaining race to watch. That was an absolute nail biter. I was feeling the pressure from P2 behind me, but was able to hold on, tell myself mentally positive things, and we were able to avoid any mistakes. Really just that one mistake in the rhythm section early on in the race, but aside from that, really well executed. So super happy with that one. Hope you guys enjoyed the race, and we will catch you next week at Seattle, trying to bring that points lead even closer, trying to grab that red plate again.